Since 1995, the Children's Advocacy Center of Spartanburg has been helping children who have been physically and sexually abused. For the next 7 minutes, you will see, hear, feel what a child experiences when she visits the Children's Advocacy Center. Each year, more than 400 children come to the Children's Advocacy Center for help. Most have been sexually abused. 1/3 are younger than 6.
I got to talking to this child, and she was telling me things that most married women shouldn't be able to tell you, that a man made her do. She was 7 years old.
All child abuse and cases involving children are very personal for law enforcement, very difficult to work, and very difficult to forget. So on a personal note, most officers can remember every case they were involved in where a child was hurt or injured.
I felt violated.
Hi, you can call me Jessica, but that's not my real name. I'm 7 years old. A couple of days ago, I told my mom what my daddy has been doing to me. I was pretty sure it was bad, but I didn't know just how bad. It was so bad, the police came and my daddy was arrested. I didn't want him to get in trouble. I just wanted him to stop. Today I'm going to a place called the Children's Advocacy Center. I'm acting brave for my mom, but I'm scared. But the lady at the desk told me it would be okay.
I can be mom, I can be grandmom. I treat the children the way I treated the children that came to my house when my children were growing up.
I think the children feel safe here, which is important. They feel comfortable here. It's not intimidating, it's not sterile, it's not like being in an ER or police station.
I like Miss Pat. She let Mom and me read books and play games while we waited. There were other kids there too. I didn't know any of them.
Michelle is a forensic interviewer who is specially trained to interview abused children with sensitivity and skill. She helps local authorities in their investigations, but most importantly, she helps children like Jessica through the painful ordeal of telling their stories.
And this is a safe place to talk about all kinds of things, and you're not going to get in trouble for anything that you talk to me about in here. And from there we start talking about, more abuse-specific, questions. Of course, at the level of the child, using terminology that the child uses, and at the pace that the child decides to lead me in, which is very important.
Jessica has been sexually abused by her father for years. Sadly, what happened to Jessica is not uncommon. Stories like hers are heartbreaking to hear.
I recently had a case where 3 kids were starved almost to death, and they were tied up with plastic ties every night.
These uncles, they fondled her. She slept in the bed with them. These were bachelor men, so there was never anybody else in the home to be a witness to anything. And with one in particular, it did lead to intercourse.
We think as parents that we're protecting our kids, but often it's our children who are protecting us from things they don't believe we can handle. This little boy walked into me and he knew I could handle whatever he threw at me. And so he laid it out graphically. He told me some things that if I were to tell you would make you sick.
Tell me.
I can't do that.
Michelle wants to learn the truth, to uncover the facts. She helps Jessica talk about what happened to her in her own words, so she can help Jessica and her family.
Michelle was nice. I liked her. I didn't like talking about all that stuff, though. But she asked me to tell the truth, so I did. Downstairs, she told my mom that I should come back to see the doctor here. I feel fine. I hope I don't miss too much of school.
Dr. Nancy Henderson is a pediatrician who examines children who have been physically or sexually abused. She has seen hundreds of children in her exam room at the Children's Advocacy Center.
When I met Dr. Henderson, she talked with me and my mom, and even let me play with all the stuff in her room. Her stethoscope, some lights, and other neat things.
Dr. Henderson has seen it all. from a 6-month-old who had been sexually molested to children who have been starved, beaten, or burned. Each week, the Department of Social Services, law enforcement, victim advocates, and Children's Advocacy Center staff get together to determine the most appropriate course of action in cases like Jessica's. Should she be placed in protective services? Does she need further counseling, therapy, or medical help? Dr. Henderson and forensic interviewers like Michelle are often called upon to testify in court as expert witnesses.
We would not have near the success that we've had in this county if it had not been for the Children's Advocacy Center.